As my short game has, evolved and I've seen these stats, then it just gives me that belief. So I carry that in my back pocket knowing like, hey, if I miss a green, I do have one of the best short games on the tour. And this is like your insurance policy.
How do you use the Shotlink data to evaluate your game and really focus on ways to improve?
The Shotlink data for us has become really important. Guys now look to that data to see how they can make that quarter stroke improvement or that half stroke improvement over the course of a year. It might even be like the scatter plots from a previous tournament, and looking at like the best places to get up and down from. But also for my game, like where am I missing the ball consistently? And so that data can kind of lead me to those patterns and trends, and then I go to my coach, and him and I can kind of make adjustments from there. So that data is crucial and something I use a lot.
To the 12th, the Canadian Mackenzie Hughes. Oh, there you go.
Talk about good short games. Demoralizing watching him chip.
So why don't you hit a few shots here? And I got a computer with some stats that I want to talk to you about that I think really stand out from your game.
Okay, let's hear it.
So when it comes to your golf game, you holed out 32 times, which led the PGA Tour in 2024.
Yeah.
The longest was 147 yards.
Yeah.
And you did it 21 times from the fairway.
You gotta be kidding me. There's an eagle the hard way.
What are you focusing on?
Part of having a really good short game is, can I chip this ball to inside 3 or 4 feet where it's a virtual gimme and have low stress. I guess part of my rationale or part of the reasoning that my short game is so good is that I feel like I'm very good on your basic chip. And I know that sounds kind of, ordinary and not that, sexy, if you will, but I can get up and down from way over there, but I'm very good from just off the green. I'm very good with getting these balls close to the hole. And that's why a few of them fall in every now and then. It's just as important in your practice to be good here as it is from really tough spots as well.
Mackenzie Hughes at the par 4.
That helps.
And Hughes holding it out at the 6th.
So we got a hole set over here. Why don't you hit a couple shots over that way? What club are you hitting here?
This is a 63 degree. Probably not the club you would have expected me to have, but I would use this club for 90% of my short game shots, maybe more.
So would you say for juniors and amateur players, really focusing on mastering one club around the greens can really help with shot selection?
Yeah, I think that you can really learn how to, to create shots if you get really good with one wedge. I know how to hit this club sky high and down low on the ground. So I've got so many different shots with this club, all different trajectories and spins.
I really like his technique with his short game. He's one of the best on tour around the greens.
If I was on this shot, I was like, man, I've got 5 different clubs I could hit right here. Well, that would create doubt and indecision, where I get to the shot and I'm virtually certain every time I'm gonna pull this club. And you look out here now on tour, there's not many guys not chipping with a 60 or a 58 or a 62 just about every single time. And like I said, you can do a lot with one wedge. Makes the short game, I think, simplified.
Let's head up to 16 and Mackenzie Hughes.
Considerably lower than the putting surface.
Oh, the Canadian, another one from off the green.
So over the last 4 years, you've actually improved your strokes gained around the greens every single time. What can you account that to?
I think part of it is, I'm gaining belief in what I do. My technique has continued to evolve and improve. I actually added some loft to my lob wedge, so that loft helps me around the greens. Typically playing the PGA Tour, you want high and soft. Most weeks you got pins 3 and 4 from the edge, and you need height and you need softness, and that's what the extra loft gives me. But I can always take that wedge and turn it down. I can always make that less loft, but it's always hard creating extra loft.
It's easier to take loft off of a higher lofted wedge for you than really adding it to something that has less?
Yeah, yeah. When I'm in greenside bunkers and I'm in deep rough, I do feel like that extra 2 or 3 degrees of loft has been helpful. And I've seen these stats like kind of tick down, you know, the last few years, and that is a comforting feeling. Like things are going sideways and you miss like, you know, 3 or 4 more greens than you thought you would in a round, and you get them all up and down, and then you keep momentum going and you keep your round going. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have that.
Mackenzie Hughes, I mean, this is normally what he does best. Takes some courage to hit that shot. That's a great up and down.
So when we look at your 2024 stats, you were 94 from 96 inside of 10 yards. So you had the second highest up and down percentage from inside 10 yards. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen that before, and that's pretty cool. I look at the basic chips, you know, as a huge part of my short game. So like the chips from, you know, that intermediate rough just off the green, you're literally 4 steps from the pin. You know, those are like those little touchy short game shots that, like, again, you don't think to practice a ton.
Yeah, there's an eagle from off the green.
But to me, it's just as important to hit those little short ones and get really good at those, because ultimately those are the ones you have the most. That's a cool stat and something that, yeah, I'm pretty proud of.
Second best in almost 20 years.
Yeah, that's cool. That is cool.
So why don't you show us a few of those shots then?
When I practice short game, I wouldn't stand in one spot for more than a couple of minutes. I think practicing short game is about practicing all lies, practicing different shots. And so I'll set a timer for 30 minutes, and I'll go around the green and hit a different shot every single time, but my goal is to have three hole outs in 30 minutes. So I'll try and, you know, and I might get that in 10 minutes, I might not get it. But my goal is to hole out. I'm trying to chip these balls in the hole. Go right, go right. Oh, go right. Oh, almost banked it in. Kind of mindset, right? Like if you are trying to make it, I think sometimes you end up getting closer. Like if I was just trying to chip this ball close, I might hit it to 5 feet. Trying to make it, I might hit it to 3. But also at the same time, I'm not trying to be overly aggressive, but I am trying to I'm trying to die that ball right around the hole. So if I can do it. Could be, could be, could be, could be. Yes!
There it is.
Finally put my money where my mouth is.
Well, thanks for doing this with us.
Well, I appreciate it, and thanks for having me.